ready to rumble. All right? We are here, Shoe Time in the Morning with Mitch. And we are going to bring you some brand new information and get down to welcome you back. But first, Mr. Warren Henwig has a word from our sponsor.
Guys, I thought it might be nice to ask you guys a question to start off. Just back from vacation. Here's the question. What did you do over vacation? Mr. Mitchell, how about you?
Well, I like mountains and I like beaches. And with the heat, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking mountains and I was thinking beaches. So I was thinking maybe Carmel, maybe Santa Cruz, maybe Monterey. And then I was thinking mountains, why not Tahoe? So a little bit of mountains, a little bit of beaches, gotta get out of the heat. Hope all you guys got out of the heat. It's important to get away and to find some place where you can sleep at night. It's nice and it's in the 70s or the 60s or even the 50s. So there you go, mountains and beaches. That was my goal.
How about Mr. Shoemaker?
Well, Mr. Warren Henwig, Mr. Mitchell brings up a great point. Who likes the blazing heat? I like it warm. I don't want it really, really hot. So half the battle is beating the heat. All right. Don't like to tired of staying inside. So I'm still kind of avoiding places here left and right because I don't want to be in too many crowded places. Still trying to be safe. So what I did was similar, Mr. Mitchell, but I just like to get in the car and drive down the coast. It's cooler on the coast, all right? Whenever it's hot, I usually go to Pacifica or Half Moon Bay. It's about 30 degrees cooler than it is here. Also, I'll go visit some friends in San Francisco. So I just go up there and I drive down the coast, little adventure, little getaway, enjoy some nice seafood, and just kind of enjoy the day.
I like that, beating the heat. I like cool better than heat. Carmel and food. Going to Carmel and eating some food with my wife. That makes me happy. Mr. Shoemaker, what muscle are we going to be focusing on?
That's a quick segue, my friend. I was just about to talk about some fish. But
You like fish, Mr. Mitchell.
I do like fish. I love
What is
fish.
your favorite type of fish?
Ahi. I'm an ahi man. But salmon is good. But I like crustaceans too. You guys know what crustaceans are, right?
Shellfish.
Shellfish. Give me a lobster.
Yeah.
Give me a clam. Give me a shrimp.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
my favorite.
I love to see it.
Yeah.
I love to see it. I love to swim in it, and I like to eat out of it.
Absolutely.
I've told you about ahi tuna salad in Santa Cruz at Firefish Restaurant. If you're ever there, check it out. It's on the board. So, what muscle we got going today so we can interrupt you again, Mr. Shoemaker?
Well, Mr. Shoemaker is going to take us down a road of learning the last muscle in our leg, which we know is the gastrocnemius, all right? And what is the function of the gastrocnemius, guys? It is to move the foot at the ankle joint. So you can move the foot around, and your gastrocnemius right in the back, aka your calf muscle, is responsible for that. So the way we build that is by loading weight onto our feet and making sure we're doing that same motion. All right, it's easy to do if you're near a curb or if you have a little step or something in your house, but eventually you got to start adding more resistance. Now remember, the whole takeaway from this that we want you to know, the overarching goal is that resistance is important for growth and strength and power of muscles. Now resistance, the way we are teaching you, is done in the weight room. Weights are just simply sometimes, well, they're metal plates when we use, they can be cement. There are a bunch of different sources of plate, but all it is a heavy object that is made to provide resistance against the motion that whatever muscle you're trying to work out or train is intended to do. So, when we were doing our bicep, well, flex the arm of the elbow joint, put a little weight, strength there. Same thing, we learned already the quadricep in the squat and also in the leg press, and then the hamstring in the leg curl. Those are the natural motions of those muscles. So we add a little resistance, and then we're able to build. Now, that's important for the overarching goal. That's one thing you should definitely know. Well, what does that mean for your gastrocnemius? Your gastrocnemius is a particularly unique muscle in the sense that every single time we walk, you are essentially doing what's called a calf raise, all right? You're pushing off your toes if you're walking properly. So every time you walk, that's a repetition for the calf raise. What does that mean? Well, it means your calves are already fairly strong because they're used to carrying your weight every day on a regular basis. All right? Mr. Shoemake takes about, on a normal period, we're not inside, a normal PE like last year before March, I'm getting 17,000 steps or so a day. That's 17 repetitions on my calf every time I walk. All right? So what that means is you're going to have to load up your calf muscles with a little bit of resistance in order to get some growth out of them because they're so used to getting so many repetitions. And we're going to do that today with a version of the calf raise that allows us to do just that. So we're going to head over to the weight room, and on the way to the weight room, all right, be sure and look out for anything out of the ordinary. You never know about this guy. He's a trickster. He gets you out there and gets something in there. He's a quirky one. So, Mr. Martin Henwick, what's the rules of the hunt?
Well, it could be in this room, something out of place. It could be en route to the weight room. It could be in the cardio or weight room. Now remember, Mr. Janice has a bunch of stuff on the table. We're not counting that stuff. Just keep your eyes open. Something odd, something out of place, something weird. Hey guys, have you two ever heard of the interrupting cow?
No.
Alright guys, let's make our way to the weight room. Let's go.
Yeah, joke still.
I talk about weird. So the kids already learned in a previous video about toe raises, right, Mr. Shoemake?
That's correct. We learned how to do calf raises with our body weight, and now we're going to see how to make them more efficient by adding weight to the routine.
Yeah, a good weight machine can add a lot of plates, get a little bit more resistance than just your body weight. Perfect, 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 perfect. Here we go again.
All right, coming through here. We got big boards and stuff. This is Mr. Janice's spot. Guys and gals, this is Mr. Janice's balloon. I don't know what he's doing with it. I think he uses it for whatever reason. But that's not part of Mr. Morningway's hunt, just so we clarify that.
I think he's basically teaching, like he's floating it up and doing like an overhand serve.
Oh, he's doing volleyball, the overhand serve.
I think he's using it for the overhand serve in volleyball.
Very good, very good, very good.
Steady.
All right, so guys, we're in our weight room. This is the second or third time for our 7th graders. For you 8th graders, you all had a unit in weightlifting last year, so you understand where we are. But you can see right here, it says legs, all right? That means all those machines right there are designed for your legs, all right? So we had the leg press, which we talked about. We had the hamstring curl. This funny looking contraption here with a horn is our calf raise for our gastrocnemius, all right? It's our calf raise. So I'm going to sit down here and show you how to use it. All right? If you notice, there is a big horn. That's where you would put weight, and I'll show you how to do that in just a second, all right? Now, what I'm going to do is come to the back side where the seat is. And now this is probably used by a smaller person last time. So I'm going to open it up so you can see how to get in here. All right. You're going to come, jump in, sit on the seat. And when you sit on the seat, you're going to rotate the pad so it's facing downwards. Then you're going to put your feet onto the platform. Now this is important. All right. This is an important part. You see our feet are not way out in the end because we want to be able to raise and lower our heels. Or you want the balls of our feet, that means the area just behind the toes, all right? We want those to be right in the middle of the platform, right? Then you're going to scoot up. So much like our squat, our legs are at a 90-degree angle. All right, our legs should be at a 90-degree angle. Then you're going to release this pin. When you do that, this pad is going to fall in contact with your thighs. So I'm going to release it, and I'm going to push it down. It comes in contact with my thighs, all right? And there, right there, is a good starting point for me because I'm at a 90-degree angle. The pad is touching my thighs, and then I'll be ready to start the motion. This yellow handle is your safety catch. All right, it keeps the lever with the horn on it up until you're ready to use it. And then when I want to start using it, I'm going to push this away from my body. It's going to load the pads onto my thighs, and then I can begin the motion. Now remember, the function of our gastrocnemius is to move our feet at the ankle joints. All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise my heels as high as I can, at the same time pushing this out. Actually, if I move it, it's going to fall out anyway, but you want to control it a little bit here so it doesn't make a crash. I'm going to lift up, move this out, and now this will allow the horn to go down lower. What I want to do is my heels, I'm going to lower as low as possible, and then bring them as high as possible under control. And you want to get a nice squeeze in your gastrocnemius when you do that. So lower it down slowly, and then as high as you can go and squeeze. Lower it down slowly, and as high as you can go. One common mistake that I see in the weight room often is people just move their heels like they're riding the Bronco. Woo! Yeah! Yeah! All right? That is not the goal. The goal is to have control on the weight and make sure you're using your gastrocnemius to its full range of stretch. Now, all the way up, all the way down. When you're done, you're going to go up as high as you can go, and this is your safety catch again. All right? I'm going to bring it up. You'll see this hook here. It's going to catch under the bar and make sure that the weight is no longer on me. It's going to support the weight so I can get out safely. I'm going to go all the way up, pull it back, lower it down, and now the weight is sitting there. I can pull this, release, pull the pad up, and now I'm free to go. I would switch usually with my partner. My partner would come in, and we'd work out. Now here's the key. This doesn't weigh very much at all. We want to build our gastrocnemius, we got to put some weight on it. All right? Now remember, we have 45-pound weight plates, 35-pound weight plates, 25, 10, 5s, and 2.5s. All right? How much do you weigh? Well, if you weigh 100 pounds, every time you step, you're doing 100 pounds. All right, with each leg. So you have to put a decent amount of weight on your legs in order to maintain an actual contraction or stretch in your muscle. So what we're going to do here is you'll find the appropriate weight for me. I know about what it is, but I'm just going to give you a demonstration purpose. I'm just going to grab one of these 45-pound weight plates here. All right. I'm going to walk over. All right. The weight just goes right onto the horn. All right. Now it's like a teeter-totter. You ever ridden a teeter-totter before? Some of you from the East Coast may call it a sawhorse.
Seesaw.
Seesaw, that's it. All right.
What's it called?
Seesaw.
Not yeehaw? Seesaw. All right. Now, same thing. All right. The pad is my side of the teeter-totter. All right. That side is the lever side of the teeter-totter, and I do the same exact thing. All right. I'm going to come in, put my feet so they're positioned in the middle of the platform. Always want to have your feet even. All right. I'm going to scoot forward until my legs are at a 90-degree angle. I'm going to position the pin in a position to where it allows the padding to be right on top of my thighs. And then when I'm ready, I'm going to do is one hand on the safety lever. I'm going to lift my legs as high as I can to clear the safety lever. Then I'm going to disengage it, and then the weight will be on my thighs, ready for me to do a complete heel raise. Up we go. Back it goes. All right. Slowly lower myself down. And then as high as I can go and squeeze. All the way down. All the way up. All the way down. All the way up. All the way down. All the way up. Now, whatever, if I hold it too, I can hold it steady. That's a pretty good flex in my calves there. When I'm done with my sets, usually we're trying for 3 sets of 10. Right? I'm going to go all the way up, pull this thing back, and then slide in position. And now the weight is off of me. I'll return this to the starting position, and then I would switch with my partner. Now, this is one thing important to remember when you're in the weight room. When I'm done with my 3 sets, and my partner is done with his 3 sets, or her 3 sets, then we're done. But we don't just walk away from machines when we use free weights. We have to put the weight back where we got it from so it's ready for the next user. So I'm going to come out here, grab the plate, take it off. All right, don't use your back, guys. All right, use either your arms or your legs. They're much more strong and ready to support the weight. I'm going to put it back where I got it from. Slide it back onto the rack. Put it in, and we're done. All right, let's head back to headquarters.
Nice and done. So when you're putting those plates back, you wouldn't put a 45 plate where the 10s are?
No, sir. You put the 45-pound plates with the 45-pound plates. The 35-pound.
Oh, okay. So then if I'm working out, and I'm working out with my 45-pound plates, and I put it where the 10s are, and that kid who wanted to use 10s couldn't get to them, it would be my fault because I put the plate back in the wrong place.
Right here. I want a 5, but someone put a 10 over a 5.
I want a 2.5, but there's a 25 there. Who did that?
We got to be clean with that stuff there.
Man, frustrating.
That's like putting the vegetables in the ice cream aisle.
Just wrong. Who's putting it? And what is that called, by the way, where those weight plates are?
It's called a tree.
It is a weight tree.
A tree. The fruit of it is the weight, which is your resistance.
And the plates are on the branches. They're kind of like a tree.
Indeed. Maybe we'll have a challenge and see which one of your teachers do you think can climb the rope.
I'm going with the guy with the camera. Yeah. Already told my class about you, Mr. Shoemaker.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, he's a rope climber, but also he is the Jolly Geographer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all right, we're going to get a little Jolly Geographer in us today, all right? We learned about some directions last time we were here, all right? Mount Amanum, due south in San Jose. If you're in the Amanum Valley, the Santa Teresa foothills is the answer for the last Jolly Geographer question. Santa Teresa foothills are the ones you can see from Bret Harte and look right up at the hill and see the houses on them. If you're anywhere in Almadine, you'll know those are your two areas of focus, north and south. All right? And now, in honor of the vacation we had last week, I want to give you a fairly simple one, but some of you may not know. All right? I hope you know it, but some of you may not know. Mr. Shoemake likes to beat the heat. He went up to the coast. All right? He went to the coast. He drove from San Francisco down through Daly City, over to Pacifica, down through Gregorio and a number of coastal towns there, all right? And there is one of the greatest surfing spots in the world, all right? Surfing spots in the world. It's Maverick's Big Wave Competition, all right? They have it every year. It's where 30 to 40 foot swells. That's huge. 3 or 4 story buildings. They go out and tow in and surf those waves. It's awesome. But we should know our Bay Area landmarks, guys. My question for you is, what is the name of the bay that is closest to the Mavericks Point as you drive down one from Pacifica all the way to Santa Cruz? It's not Santa Cruz. We're not talking about that. We're talking about on the way down. There is a bay on the ocean there. One quick fact about that. It is the #1 place in the world, or at least it was as of last year, for great white shark bites, all right? We're looking for the name of a bay on the coast of the peninsula.
Great question. Mr. Mitchell, how about you?
You know, before I go to mine, they're also known for their pumpkins.
They are also known for their pumpkins.
And being that it's almost Halloween, I mean, I'm thinking the largest pumpkin ever grown was from there, if I'm correct. I think I'm correct. I think it's the largest in the world.
Yeah, I think so.
Which is a very interesting
They
fact.
also have a Christmas tree forest you can go cut down over there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, so sadly, when I asked my class a bunch of sports questions a couple weeks ago, nobody knew any of the answers.
Oh.
And when I asked them,
Do you guys watch sports anymore?
that's what I asked them. I said, do you watch sports anymore? And like everybody was like looking at me with like glazed eyes and saying no. So I think it's my mission now to do my facts about sports. So I'm the sports factor now, my friends. And so my first question to all three classes is, you have a page that you go to every day before you click on the videos. And on that page, your teachers have put boxers on that page, okay? Now obviously my class can't know your class's homepage, but my class, you know that there's two boxers on that page. What are the names of those two boxers? And Mr. Shoemaker's class, he has a picture of a beautiful middleweight fighter that was just fantastic in his day. What's his name? And Mr. Morgan's class, who is that guy on those ropes? Adrian!
No!
So there's my question for you.
Those are two good questions. Now, we're turning, that was the Salter of Sports. We're calling the Salter of Sports. I'm a joke jester. So, here's another one of these jokes that hopefully make you giggle. Two men were walking in the woods. One man screamed, "Ah! It's a snake! It's a snake! Ah!" Well, his friend looked at him and calmly said, "Relax. It's just a baby. Don't you hear the rattle?" I can hear you laughing. Yeah, I can hear you laughing. Look, here's something to consider too. Positive people usually laugh a lot. Not always, but they find things to laugh at that are appropriate. So I want to encourage you, and I know these two guys believe it too. We hope as you're growing older and you get into relationships, you pick positive people that like to go to positive places. That will keep you out of a lot of trouble. Now, these jokes I try to tell them to you delicately. I try to come at you delicately with some, it just...
Ooh, baby, what's going on? What are we even doing here?
Well, we're building healthy relationships.
And what's the purpose of Bret Hart?
HR squared.
Honesty, respect, responsibility. Ladies and gentlemen, we're welcoming you back. We hope you had a great break, and now it's time to shake it, get into some working. We hope you'll be a better you today than you were yesterday, and keep on pushing. Push on 3, 1, 2, 3.